You know, I'm not quite sure about all these computers and social software and all of these things. It all seems so complicated. I'm just happy doing my job and not worrying too much about using my mobile phone and using Facebook and Twitter and all of these things.
But you know, maybe you'll need to use the technology to get yourself known. And if you become more known, then you might get another job.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't think I'll need to do that. People know me because they know the work that I do. And besides, I don't really want another job. I'm fine where I am. Everybody knows me. I don't need to use technology.
Have you done any interviews of new employees recently?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've done a few interviews, yeah. Yeah, we hired a new person for our marketing department, and we hired a new accountant.
And when you got their CVs, were you tempted just to look them up on Google to see if there was anything interesting you could find out about them?
Well, actually, now you come to say it, I did have a look on Google about one of the people. In fact, it was the person we gave the job to.
Ah, that's interesting. So, what were you able to find out about them on Google?
Well, it turned out that there were some testimonials of this person on, I think it was, LinkedIn, I think that was the thing. And the testimonials said they were really good, and there were lots of people that they knew, and that was quite interesting.
So, obviously, using things like LinkedIn did that person quite a lot of good. You don't think that that would do you some good if you use the technology like that?
Well, maybe. I don't know. But it's hard because, you know, I mean, that guy, he was like used to using the technology, and it's just not part of my life. And you know, maybe, I don't know, but it's just difficult to find the time, find the will to engage with this technology.
Well, maybe that's where we can help you, because on the trailer project, we're trying to get people to engage with technology in a more strategic way, which is both good for them and good for their companies. Would you be interested in helping us out?
Oh, okay, well, I mean, it's difficult to find the time, but, you know, if it's not going to take too long, then maybe I can have a look.
I think of Twitter as a bit like going into a bar.
What do you mean going into a bar?
Well, you know, you go for a drink, and there are loads of people in the bar, and some of them you know, and they're all having conversations about stuff. And you hear some of those conversations.
Oh yeah, that's right. I went down the pub the other week, and I heard this guy talking about some new offer he'd got down in the shops. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And I asked him about it, and he told me how he got this special offer. It was on some sort of mobile phone or something. And then I went to the shop.
Well, that's exactly how it works. It's just that people aren't in a bar; they're in Twitter, and they follow each other, and they tell each other what's interesting them, and you pick ideas up. It's very easy. And one of the things that you can do with Twitter is tell people new things that you found. So here, for example, I'm on YouTube, and I found a really interesting video. This is a video by an American mathematician called Vi Hart. I love this stuff, and I think it's really cool. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this on Twitter. So I'm going to click on the share button. I'm going to share it on Twitter, and I'm going to find there's a little icon for Twitter. You see, I click on that, and I click on share, and that means basically I've just made a comment in the bar about this. So,
well, hang on, let me think about this. So you've seen something cool on the internet, and instead of actually saying, this is really interesting, you've actually done it electronically, and you've gone into YouTube, and you've shared it with all the people who are following you, and they can see that you're interested in that, and some of them, one or two of them, might be interested.
Yes, that's exactly it.
But what's all this got to do with work? When I go down to the bar, I go down with my mates. I talk about things which are interesting to me and my friends, and they're not always interesting to my colleagues. And actually, I don't really want to go for a drink with many of my colleagues.
Well, that's absolutely right. But wouldn't you say there are things which are perhaps interesting to your colleagues, which you do talk about with your mates? And maybe if your colleagues knew about some of those things that you talk about with your friends, they'd look at you in a different way in your work.
Yeah, well, I think that's certainly true. Some of the things I talk about with my friends, but I certainly wouldn't want my colleagues hearing about that.
Yes, okay. But there are other things, like all the talents that you have, and the particular passions that you have for, I don't know, whatever it is.
Well, you know, there are some things which I do, like, I like painting. I'm very artistic. I play a bit of music every now and then.
Well, it's that kind of thing, because you never know if there are other people who are interested in those kinds of things in your business.
Well, I've never really thought to ask. But now you come to mention it, maybe it would be useful if there was a way of finding out what people were interested in.
So what we need is a way of bridging the bar with the business. That's what we're trying to do in Trailer. We've built a kind of bridge that allows you to take some of those conversations that you have in your outside life, in your life with your friends, and to make a connection between those conversations and some of the things that the business knows about you. An easy way to do this, which means that you don't have to stop using any of the tools that you're used to using, is to use the trailer widgets.
Well, what the hell is a trailer widget? I mean, I'm struggling with Facebook here. I mean, it's difficult enough trying to get my head around some of these, new social software things, as well as trying to use a trailer widget, whatever that is.
Well, it's not that difficult, because a widget can be embedded in any tool that you're already using. Say it's a blog or some website, you can embed this widget, and it can be there, ready for you to use it when you want to use it. But you don't have to worry about browsing to a new website or anything like that. And what it will allow you to do is to find those things that you've been tweeting about on Twitter or you've been sharing on Facebook, and it will give you the choice as to whether you want to share some of those things with your business, so that your business can find out about some of those things that you've been doing too. And more than that, you can then decide how some of those things are helping you to develop as a person. What competencies are they giving you?
Okay, well, how does it work then?
Well, it's quite easy really. You remember those things that I shared on Twitter, the Heart blog and the videos on YouTube? Well, I can find those same things using my trailer widget. And what I need to do is, first of all, I need to log into Twitter with the trailer widget, and then it shows all my things I tweeted about recently. And then I can make a connection. So this is the bridge. I can make a connection to trailer. And as soon as I've made the connection to trailer, I get these buttons on the right-hand side, which allow me to send these tweets of things that I shared. It allows me to send them to the trailer store, which is where the business can find out about some of the things that I'm interested in and some of the competencies that I've got.
Oh, well, that doesn't seem too difficult.
Well, no. And I think one of the interesting things about it is that it doesn't really demand that you use much more technology than just getting used to Twitter or Facebook. It's just a little extra step that says, well, some of the conversations that I have with my friends, some of those things are interesting to some of my colleagues in the business too. And some of them I'm going to learn new skills from to gain new competencies.
Yeah, well, okay, if it's not too much trouble, then I can see that there may be some sense in it.
And I ought to show you just the Facebook equivalent of this. So one of those videos I shared on Facebook, and this is the trailer Facebook widget, and it allows me to do the same thing. So I log into Facebook through the widget, and I can see all the things that I posted on my wall. And then when I make the bridge to trailer, I can get an option to send some of those things into the trailer store as well.
Right. Okay, well, I'll give it a go.